And we are live. Good evening, everybody. It's February 13th, 2023. Happy pre-Valentine's Day. Go out and hug somebody. These are your Fortean Files. And I forgot to fucking put up the news bumper tonight, Katie, because I am a stoned idiot.
It happens to the best of us, Chris. It's okay.
Oh, fuck. Anywho, joining us tonight, my son, Odin, from college. Odin, hello.
What's going on?
Nothing. Not anything. Yeah.
Outside of the fact that you forgot the news bumper.
Yeah, I just figured I'd, have you on here so we could, just chit-chat.
Cool.
Fuck. All right, we've got some fucking news stories for you all. We are being inundated with, spy balloons, something, cylindrical objects. What are these things coming into our country's airspace, being shot down all over the fucking place? Dean Cooper, it is kind of lonely here in the side chat because this show sucks. We have no listeners. And the listeners that we do have can't take direction very well. I'm surprised you can, Dean. Dementia hasn't set in yet. And so far, you've stayed on an even keel. I'm surprised. Shocked, actually. But, yes. 3 more fucking objects. What's happening out there, Katie?
Some scary shit. I don't know. Some mysterious shit.
I heard they shot them down over like Alaska too, and where was that?
Over the fucking Great Lakes.
Yeah, Lake Huron.
One over Canada.
Yeah,
and then the first one.
Yeah,
numero uno.
Well, the first one was supposedly the Chinese one, but these other 3 we don't know, right?
Well, now we're saying we don't know.
Well,
so
duh.
I like at this point, the whole situation is getting really fucking suspect. Like really fucking suspect. Like, what the fuck is going on?
I think they know exactly what the fuck is going on, and we don't, and that's the point.
Well, what did one of the Pentagon officials said that shit? Like I fucking saw that today. Like he's like, yeah, it could be aliens. I don't know.
See, but that tells me it's not aliens. If they're saying it is, then it's not.
Right.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, if they're just fucking like joking around, like,
I'd put $15 on
that. Yeah, I mean, what the fuck? So, but yeah, we'll delve right into this shit tonight. Oh, actually, before we do that, so like I was telling you before the show, Katie, I was fucking sick all weekend. So I wound up laying down and watching a bunch of shit, and I got sucked into 48 hours.
That's
like
goody.
Episode after episode after episode of 48 hours. And I watched the one about that redheaded kid. What was his name? Eric Smith. That killed
the young kid.
And he kills the really young kid.
Yeah.
And it was about him getting paroled. Because he's like a little younger than me.
Yeah, he's fully grown now.
Yeah, he's like 40 something. And I watched another one on Madeleine McCann that the German authorities have actually arrested somebody.
Yes. In
relation to that case. And I also watched one on the mysterious death of Casey Kasem. Now, is Casey Kasem too old for you?
No, I've heard of that story. Yes.
Okay. Well, that one is fucking bizarre.
I don't remember all the specifics of it, but I feel like I have seen something on that before. It's just been a while.
So that was one thing I wanted to relay to you was that you need to go to the 48 Hours YouTube channel.
Oh, they have them on YouTube?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, nice. I think they're on like Hulu or something too. But
yeah, I went on a fucking tear.
Nice. I've done that before. I've gotten stuck on those. Those are good.
Well,
Wait,
I mean, I was just on YouTube. It's on the 48 Hours YouTube channel.
Cool.
Look at him go, fucking clickety clacking away, fucking clickety clack over there.
Look, man, this mic will pick up everything in the fucking house if I set it high enough.
I know it will. Believe me. So yeah, I got really sucked into that, and there's a new set of the world's most evil killers on YouTube that I got to check out too. A whole set of those. I started hitting the newest season of those, but yeah, I definitely wanted to relay to you that the 48 Hour stuff was on YouTube.
Nice. I did not know that.
Yeah. So, barring that I forgot the fucking news bumper. Let's start. Hey, you know what? Let's start with a feel-good story tonight.
Oh, that sounds nice.
Feel-good story from NBCnews.com. Mississippi hit by 900% increase in newborns treated for syphilis. Jackson, Mississippi, the number of babies in Mississippi being treated for congenital syphilis has jumped by more than 900% over 5 years, uprooting the progress the nation's poorest state had made in nearly quashing what experts say is an avoidable public health crisis.
I love
the rise in cases has placed newborns at further risk of life-threatening harm in a state that's already home to the nation's worst infant mortality rate. In 2021, 102 newborns in Mississippi were treated for the sexually transmitted disease, up from 10 in 2016. Jeez. According to an analysis of hospital billing data shared by Dr. Thomas Dobbs, the medical director for the Mississippi State Department of Health's Crossroads Clinic in Jackson, which focuses on sexually transmitted infections. Dobbs, the state's former health officer, said he's spoken with healthcare providers who are absolutely horrified that babies are being born with the disease and in rare instances dying from it. This seems like something that should have happened 100 years ago, not last year, said Dobbs, who is also dean of the John D. Bauer School of Population Health at the University of Mississippi Medical Center. There's really kind of a shock. The Mississippi State Department of Health does not formally track congenital syphilis deaths, but said there was at least one baby who died in 2021. Congenital syphilis occurs when the infection is passed from a mother to her child while she's pregnant. If untreated, a pregnant woman with syphilis has an 80% chance of passing it to her baby. Babies infected with syphilis may not initially show symptoms, but for those who are not treated within 3 months of birth, complications can be severe. Syphilis can damage a baby's organs. The disease can pummel a child's nervous system and imperil their vision and hearing. In the gravest cases, newborns die. The 2021 figures Dobbs shared are the latest indicator of a growing congenital syphilis problem in Mississippi and nationwide. Preliminary data from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention shows that cases across the U.S. have more than doubled from 941 in 2017 to at least 2,677 in 2021. In Mississippi, the Department of Health has not released its final 2021 numbers, which are based on clinicians reporting cases directly to the state. But the preliminary numbers mirror the increase Dobbs found on insurance billing codes, said Dr. Paul Byers, the state's epidemiologist. I'm not going to read any more on. That's a fucking long-ass story, but I thought that was pretty fucking crazy.
Wow. That is, in this day and age, you wouldn't think that that would be like something that has such a big resurgence.
That's
Mississippi too, man. Those kids don't have much a chance anyway of living.
Well, I mean, it is Mississippi, but let's
wow, that is wild numbers there.
But it's
story.
It's not just Mississippi though. If read on into the story,
right,
it's up across the U.S.
That's just the big one with the big example,
right? They have the biggest jump. So anyway, on to our next story of the evening. From slate.com, why Wikipedia is so tough on Bigfoot. Sometimes Bigfoot believers go squatching in the forest to hunt for tracks left behind from the purported ape-like creature. Other times they seem to take a more sedentary approach, sitting behind their computers complaining about what they see as disrespect for their beliefs on Wikipedia. No. The Internet Encyclopedia defines cryptozoology as a pseudoscience or subculture that searches for and studies unknown, legendary, or extinct animals, such as Bigfoot, the Loch Ness Monster, the Chupacabra, and other so-called cryptids. But on the talk page that sits behind the wiki article, some users are up in arms about that specific wording. One editor, a self-described cryptozoologist, writes, "I am appalled to hear my trade called a pseudoscience." Are you now? Sorry. I am appalled to hear my trade called a pseudoscience. It is true that cryptozoology does not follow the traditional scientific method, but that does not make it fake. To which the experienced Wikipedia editor Bloodo Fox retorts, "If you find yourself attempting to convince others that your pet hobby is not a pseudoscience," Jesus, dude, learn how to write, "chances are it's a pseudoscience." Meanwhile, the Reddit cryptozoology community claims that Wikipedia's coverage of these creatures is plagued by bias. But is it true? Are Wikipedia contributors unjustly targeting Sasquatch, Nessie, and company? Throughout the past decade, Wikipedia has undergone what can fairly be described as a great culling of the cryptids. Back in 2013, the English Wikipedia page titled List of Cryptids had about 300 entries, according to a snapshot from the Wayback Machine. Since then, a few Wikipedia volunteers have proceeded to take a hatchet to the list, developing a far more limited inclusion criteria for what meets the cryptid definition. This winnowing process meant cutting out entries for the Tasmanian tiger, an extinct carnivorous marsupial, the will-o'-the-wisp, the ghost lights that travelers see floating over marshes, and the wild man of Navidad, a Bigfoot-like creature said to reside in southeast Texas that became the subject of a beloved 2008 horror film. Today, Wikipedia's list of cryptids has only about 50 entries, having also lost references to popular creatures such as the jackalope. Not the jackalope. What the fuck am I going to do without the jackalope? A mythical jackrabbit with antelope horns. And lesser-known aquatic beings such as the Lake Tahoe monster. Bloodo Fox told me that this purge was for the best. The reason for this is straightforward. Articles that are unsourced or consist of material attributed to poor quality sources get deleted, he said in an email. Bloodo Fox is a long-term Wikipedia editor who asked Slate not to reveal his real name because of threats he has received in the past over edits on unrelated topics. Furthermore, Bloodo Fox cautioned that word cryptid should be used sparingly, arguing that cryptozoologists invented the term out of whole cloth to make their hobby sound more sciencey. That is why Wikipedia today classifies the jackalope and similar entities as folklore creatures rather than as cryptids per se. This is also another long-ass fucking article. But I thought it was interesting that they're having this fight over what is and what isn't, what it are and what aren't cryptids.
Right. It's an interesting debate, which I think taking the thylacine off is legitimate. That's an animal we know used to exist.
Yeah.
So like that's not really a cryptid.
I look at that. I look at the stuff like looking into the Tasmanian tiger and shit like that as that's just some interesting shit. Strange, interesting shit. Are they still around? Maybe. Cool. Let's look into it.
Yeah.
Bigfoot, on the other hand, there's no scientific record of Bigfoot.
Right.
There's just these encounters,
right,
experiences, Nice picture, fuckface, by the way.
I caught it.
I just saw that because I've
I
been
caught
reading
it
the
when he
fucking
did it.
news.
Well, and it's back to the whole way this article started was this guy being butthurt about pseudoscience. He doesn't like being called pseudoscience. Like, well,
Right.
you know, it does kind of fit the definition. You can not
Well,
like
and
it
then,
all you
and then
want,
he even says, Katie, I don't like it called pseudoscience. Now, we may not follow the scientific method. You
I know,
fucking
exactly.
asshole. That makes it pseudoscience.
Exactly. Like, you know, there's kind of like a dictionary definition and you fit it. So like your feelings about it are your problem, but
Oh, some people's fucking kids.
That was funny.
Yeah. Anywho. On to our next story of the evening. Wait a minute. Let me get rid of a couple of these so I know where I'm at. All right. Here we go. This is an interesting one from CNN.com. While their ratings might be plummeting, I'll still grab a news story from them once in a while. Inside the ghost ships of the Baltic Sea. Plunging into the icy waters surrounding Scandinavia, divers Jonas Dom and Carl Douglas hunt for vessels long lost to the ocean, what they call the ghost ships of the Baltic Sea. Dom and Douglas are history lovers and longtime friends who've devoted some 25 years of their lives to wreck hunting and research. While many of the barnacle-clad vessels claimed by the Baltic Sea have lain in wait for centuries, some are in remarkably good condition due to the preservative effects of the water's chilly temperatures. On dives, Dom captures hunting photographs, intact ship furniture, detailed interior wall carvings, and an only slightly cracked ship's clock have all been snapped up on the seabed. Dom and Douglas also spend hours poring over books, researching the wreck's histories. A selection of Dom's eerie photographs paired with Douglas's written reflections feature in the book Ghost Ships of the Baltic Sea, published by Swedish publisher. I am not even going to fucking attempt to pronounce that. Nope. Not going to do it. It was published by a Swedish publisher, Katie. That's all I'm going with. The Baltic Sea. So. The Baltic Sea has been a center for seafaring activity for centuries, from maritime trade to maritime conflict. Inevitably, that means a long history of ships claimed by the waves. In the book, Douglas writes there are tens of thousands of intact, undisturbed shipwrecks from every era submerged in Baltic's watery depths. There still are many that haven't been found yet, Dom tells CNN Travel. The Baltic Sea's potential wealth of well-preserved wrecks makes it the home of the best diving in the world, says Douglas. I grabbed this one because I fucking love the pictures, and I want to see if last week I had a bitch of a time trying to screen share this shit. But I wanted to see if I could share it, and it won't fucking see if it'll let me again. No, it won't let me. Why won't it fucking let me? Something has fucking changed about the screen share shit, Katie.
That's lame. I've never used it, so.
Yeah. Let me see if it'll do it this way. So I'm gonna go. This is gonna probably be weird. Is it showing it now?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So these are. Let me see if I can get these are the pictures, and this is more or less why I wanted to show this fucking article, because I thought these pictures were wicked fucking cool.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Those are really like high def. You don't usually see that good at underwater pictures very often.
Yeah, like the detail is incredible. I thought this one was. Yeah, I thought that was pretty fucking cool.
It's so intact. Like it looks like you could still walk through there.
Yeah, for those of you that are, who are listening on just the podcast, go to the video option of the podcast on Spotify, or we have it on YouTube as well. I'll give out the links before the end of the show, but yeah, this is fucking incredible. Like the pictures are they're just so detailed. crazy. Like that. I mean, you feel like you fucking back there. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
But it really, it really friggin', it took me friggin', I was like, wow.
Well,
Because
I think they're so incredible because there's no like sediment. Usually pictures of underwater things, it's all like cloudy from all the sediment being disrupted. So whoever took those pictures did a fabulous job.
Yeah. Actually, Odin, when your mother and I went on our honeymoon,
you almost fucking died. I remember that part she told me.
I swam through an old shipwreck.
That's dope. That's really cool.
Yeah, well, we
Very
were
cool.
snorkeling. It was pretty neat. It was some cool shit. I love that. I love that shit. I'm not big on like swimming in the ocean and stuff like that. I'm not a huge fan. But it was pretty cool to do that when I was down there. It was down in the Grand Cayman Islands where I did that. So
did you get fucking like scuba certified and everything?
No, we never went scuba when we were down there.
Free diving, snorkeling.
We just went snorkeling.
Oh, no shit.
When we were down in the Caribbean, yeah. We went snorkeling in Cozumel, and we went in Grand Cayman.
Nice.
In Jamaica, we went up the Dunn's River Falls. We kayaked on the ocean over to, there's a beach that was filmed, I think it's in the movie Dr. No, the James Bond movie. And I smoked a joint with a dude on the beach there. And then we went to Dunn's River Falls and walked up the Dunn's River Falls. If you ask your mother, she may have that video still.
Yeah.
Yeah, of the walk up the falls. She may have it. I don't know.
Nice.
Yeah, but the snorkeling in the Caribbean was fun. Now, again, I'm not a huge fan of doing it. I had a good time doing it. Excuse me.
It's not your new favorite hobby.
But it's not something that I want to go, hey, tomorrow I want to go fucking snorkeling in the ocean, because I don't like the idea of swimming in the same body of water with things that are much larger than me that can kill me.
I agree. I'm not
and
a big
move
ocean swimmer.
way faster than I can.
Yeah.
So
they're meant to be in water and we're not.
Right. If you've ever seen a shark move through the water, they're designed to.
Oh yeah.
And they move fast. So I'm good. Thanks. I'm good.
If there was a place nearby that I could snorkel, I'd do it a lot.
Yeah, I mean, hey.
Also, if it wasn't the fucking middle of February.
Right. Well, I see a lot of these people down here in the winter, getting into their wetsuits to go freaking surfing.
Fuck that.
Lunatics.
Yeah.
That shit, I would still be cold.
I'll see guys, they'll have the top half of the wetsuit off. So they're completely nothing on up top, just wetsuit down bottom. And it'll be like fucking 20 degrees outside.
I may be underestimating the power of a wetsuit.
I worked with a guy who swore to me that he was warm when he did it.
He's a liar. Although I don't know, I think all y'all up there are crazy though, because I was up there in August and warmest part of the year, right? Everybody was in the water having a great time. I got in there, that shit was so cold.
Yeah,
my god, I don't know how anybody was swimming.
I never get in the water here.
It's freezing.
Never. Now, when you're down south in the
yeah, Florida gets great.
Yeah, jump in. It's warm down there.
Well, my water here, even where I live in the lake, I have about a 3-month window where the water's warm enough for me to be comfortable while I swim.
Oh, well, looky here. Look at who needs to tell us what he did.
Whoa.
Oh, Dean Cooper petted a black tip reef shark, sleeping. Took it home, made it his pet. He still has that black tip reef shark.
I say that sounds like it might be a creepy story for some reason coming from you, Dean. Is that shark okay?
Dean's documentary is gonna fucking come out later, like that fucking My Friend the Octopus documentary.
Oh yes, I could see it. I'd watch it.
Just Dean every day with his black tip reef shark.
That's great.
His wife wants to leave him. You're more in love with the shark than me.
He's a better beastmaster than you with that fucking bird.
Hey, listen. Don't fuck with me and my birds. I'll unleash them on you when you come home from college. Anyway, on to our next story of the evening. What do we got besides ghost ships and I don't know. From theportalist.com. American cryptids, famous and fantastical creatures from 5 U.S. states. Almost every American state has its own legendary creatures known as cryptids. Here are 5 of the most fascinating. Cryptozoology, Merriam-Webster defines it as the study and search for animals, especially legendary animals such as Sasquatch, usually in order to evaluate the possibility of their existence. This study has grown widespread in recent years, leading to countless books, movies, TV shows, and documentaries on the subject, including such titles as The Weiser Field Guide to Cryptozoology, Lake Monster Mysteries, Adventures in Cryptozoology. That just doesn't sound right, but anyway. Bigfoot in Maine. Oh, and others. And while cryptozoology exists all over the world, the realm of cryptids, as the subjects of this study are called, seems to be particularly active in the United States of America. Indeed, every state in the Union has at least 1 or 2 cryptids of its very own. And often even smaller communities can boast local creatures of legend. Excuse me, I need a drink. From alien visitors to unlikely local fauna, these strange critters frequently become something rather like a local mascot, some having attained fame far beyond their immediate environs, such as the Jersey Devil or the Mothman of West Virginia, while others remain largely unknown outside of their own region. Here are a few of the most interesting and incredible creatures from 5 states across the country. The California cryptid, the Fresno Nightcrawler. I'm pretty sure Phil debunked this one, although who knows? The modern internet age has changed the way people learn about and interact with cryptozoology and the cryptids that it studies. The so-called Fresno Nightcrawler may be the biggest star to come out of the internet's fascination with such creatures, or at least the biggest one to trace its origins to the internet age. Originally reported in Fresno, California in 2007, the Nightcrawler basically just looks like a pair of pants walking around. It has been captured a few times on video, including during the original sighting and subsequently in places like Yosemite National Park and even in Poland. While many of these videos may be faked, the Nightcrawler has taken on a life of its own online, where it has become every bit as popular as such famous cryptids as Bigfoot, the Mothman, or the Loch Ness Monster. You guys, you both have seen the Fresno Nightcrawler, right?
I just looked up pictures of it. It looks fucking stupid.
So now I'm gonna have to look it up and refresh myself.
It just looks like a fucking kid in a shitty ghost outfit for Halloween. That's all it fucking looks like. I mean, you said it looks like a pair of pants, but
it looks like a pair of pants.
All the pictures of it look like a fucking shitty.
If you were to watch the video, it looks like a walking pair of pants.
Oh, wait, where's the video? Send me a fucking link.
Look up on YouTube. Go to YouTube right now. Look up the Fresno Nightcrawler.
That's the dumbest shit I've ever seen. I don't think I have seen this.
You've never
I
seen
thought maybe
the
it was
Fresno
just in the
Nightcrawler?
dark. I thought it was in the dark recesses of my brain, but I'm looking at it and I don't recall ever seeing this.
Phil did a video on it. I know we did.
Yeah, it looks super stupid.
Yeah.
It looks like when people put those really tall like things in their shirts and make them look taller and do funny dances. It looks like that.
Even in the video, it looks like a fucking kid with a shitty outfit. I don't
care. Yeah.
Leave it to you, man. Leave it to you. I'll never forget. I started watching this mentalist guy, and I was like fucking watching all of his videos all over the place, Katie. And I brought it up to Odin. I'm like, yeah, dude, I'm fucking watching this guy's fucking doing this crazy shit. And he's like, yeah, it's bullshit. And I'm like, what? And he's like, Dad, it's fucking filmed. And I went, oh, fuck.
Like, damn it, you're right.
Fuck. You fell for it.
I hate getting sucked in. Anyway, number 2 on this list, Indiana cryptid, Katie.
What? We have
Beast
one?
of Busco.
Oh, no way, duh. Oh my God, I live.
If ape-like humanoids are the most popular of cryptids, then lake monsters can't be far behind. And while the best-known lake monster may hail from Loch Ness in Scotland, just about any good-sized body of water in America has a decent chance of hosting a cryptid all its own. From the legendary champion of New York's Lake Champlain to lesser-known critters like Nebraska's alkali lake monster. Among these, the so-called Beast of Busco. Is it Busco or Busco?
It's Busco.
Busco. The Beast of Busco, nicknamed Oscar after the first person to ever report seeing it, is both one of the most prosaic and the most charming. Essentially just a very big snapping turtle, albeit one the size of a small car. The Beast of Busco took the town and the nation by storm in 1949 when reports of its presence put little Churubusco,
yeah,
did I get that right?
Yeah,
Indiana on the map, and led to a massive hunt for the beast that included attempts at diving, draining the lake, and even bringing a female turtle to try to draw Oscar out of hiding. In fact, Churubusco still separates Turtle Days every June, which features a parade and turtle races, all in honor of good old Oscar.
They're fantastic.
That is the whole reason why I picked that story, Katie, was because
I am honestly flabbergasted that it made a list. It never makes a list. That's why I said we have a cryptid, even though I literally live in the same county as this story. This is my home.
Now, Odin.
Yeah.
Do you remember the snapping turtle that we found in Bronwyn's front yard?
No. Wait. I remember a turtle that we found in that front yard.
That huge ass snapping turtle.
I remember you had to like pick it up with fucking socks over your hands. I remember that.
Oh, socks would do shit against snapping.
No, to like protect from like bacteria or some shit. I don't know.
Oh,
well,
okay.
I put it in a fucking bucket.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't remember that part.
Yeah. Oh god, that thing was fucking huge.
I remember we went over to
I
want to say my great grandfather's or something, and we found this little one, this painted turtle, and I handed it to Piper, and I'm like, "Don't drop it." And the first thing she fucking does is drop it in the fucking lake for it never to be seen again. I'm like, "Oh, okay, cool, awesome, fucking great,
bye-bye."
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, that's crazy. I do have a turtle story to share.
Oh,
and it's from a lake in the same county as said lake of this story. And it was when I was a kid on a boat ride with my family, and we saw a sea turtle. Like, that was the size of it. And literally 6 people on the boat, all 6 of us saw it. And like, we had a good 15 seconds to look at it before it dove deep. And like, it's crazy. I've never seen one that big since, but the size of turtles around here is insane. And I used to have pet ducks. I don't have pet ducks anymore because the turtles ate them. So like, turtles get big around here, and it's definitely a legend for a reason. And I honestly believe that whole legend. Like, there was a big ass turtle in that lake for sure.
Well, I remember when I was younger, I was a teenager, and I was fishing off a dock at the Acres of Wildlife campground. And I saw a snapping turtle swim by, and my mouth dropped. I was like, what the fuck?
They're monsters,
This thing
man.
was huge.
Big.
Yeah, they're dinosaurs.
Yeah.
You know, fucking snapping turtles are dinosaurs. It's crazy.
That's why we don't want to get any more ducks, because we felt like we were just feeding them to the turtles. They'd come back missing legs or just like chopped in half. I mean, it was a massacre. So no more ducks.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fucking crazy. All right, on to the third cryptid of this story. Mississippi cryptid, Pascagoula River aliens.
Chlamydia, whatever the hell it was.
Do they have syphilis too? According to Charles Hickson, one of two men who encountered these cryptids while fishing on the west bank of the Pascagoula River in October of 1973, the so-called Pascagoula River aliens were human-sized with crab-like claws, spiky protrusions where a human's ears would be, and gray skin so wrinkly that he couldn't tell if they had eyes. They came from an oval ship that had flashing lights and made a hissing or zipping sound. And the creatures abducted Hickson and his fishing companion, Calvin Parker Jr. They gave a thorough examination to me, just like any doctor would, Parker later claimed, before the creatures, which Hickson assumed were robots of some sort, deposited the two men back on the shore where they had found them. The Pascagoula River aliens have never shown up again since, but the story told by the two men has entered forever into the annals of cryptozoological lore. I think I remember that one. I think we've gone
familiar.
I think we've gone over that story a couple of different times.
Mm-hmm.
The fourth cryptid on this list, the Missouri cryptid, Momo. Ape-like humanoids may be the most common form of cryptid around, while Bigfoot is the most famous. It seems that just about every state has one, from South Dakota's rather dapper Taku Hay to the notorious Florida skunk ape. The Missouri monster, also known as Momo, is pretty obviously Missouri's contribution to this canon. First spotted in 1972 on the outskirts of Louisiana, which is a city in Missouri near St. Louis. Momo matches the descriptions of many of the other ape-like cryptids around the world. Tall with a pumpkin-sized head, Momo is said to be covered in shaggy hair that doesn't smell all that great. Helping to set him apart from the crowd is the fact that Momo reportedly leaves behind three-toed footprints wherever he goes. While Momo never attained the nationwide fame of some of his peers from other states, he did have a ride named after him at Six Flags St. Louis, which operated between 1973 and 1994. Good old Momo. And the last cryptid on the list, Ohio cryptid, the Loveland Frogman. Stories of short frog-like humanoids around the region of Loveland, Ohio go back a long time. In fact, according to local lore, the first person to encounter one of the Loveland frogs was a businessman traveling through the area in 1955. Depending on the version of the story you hear, he may have seen as many as 3 of the creatures, each one standing 3 or 4 feet tall, with one of them possibly waving a wand above its head that shot sparks. These creatures were said to resemble giant bipedal frogs. From there, the legend began, and in 1972, it was embellished when a police officer claimed to see a similar creature, a claim that was later supported by a fellow officer who argued that it was possibly just an escaped pet iguana that was really quite large. I thought that the Frogman one in this was interesting, where we had Frogman. We basically had a Frogman story every fucking episode of the new show. So,
right,
a large pet iguana could have been a fucking Frogman. Okay.
Well,
how big do those fuckers get?
They get big.
Iguanas do get really big.
They get really fucking big. Now, and what they're saying is that there was a guardrail, and if this thing had been climbing up over the guardrail, it may have looked like it was standing up. Okay. It's just there's a lot of speculation about the shit.
Yeah. Well, I have to say, especially now that Steve isn't on the show anymore, I can say my true unfiltered opinion, which is Ohio sucks and so does Frogman. So.
Oh my God.
I live in Indiana, so I just hate Ohio by rule. So, Fuck Frog Man.
It is.
Steve is the cryptid there. They don't need a frog man.
Steve is a cryptid.
Turtles are better than frogs. I win.
Dean Cooper had a pet iguana too.
He's had a lot of pets here tonight.
You've had a fucking pet everything, Dean.
Is he a zoologist or something?
Fucking
had a pet fucking had a pet snapping turtle, raccoon, fucking had a pet fucking octopus, had a pet fucking goddamn. Did you have a pet tick on your asshole too? I let it grow. Fed its babies. It was like a dingleberry coming off of my asshole.
You just wait. He's going to tell us he did keep a tick once, but it's just not going to be on his butthole.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, he will.
It's going to be
a family of fleas. He's going to tell us next that he had an actual flea circus. Like that the fucking little motorized toys aren't real. And he had an actual fucking flea circus. I would not fucking doubt if fucking Dean come out and said that. It would not surprise me one fucking bit.
We got the whole fucking animal kingdom going on in this guy's place.
He's had a jackalope, Odin. What you're showing on the screen right there, he's fucking owned one, that prick.
Good for him.
Look at him, for fuck's sake. He owns reindeer. Flying fucking reindeer. Jesus. Nope, no fleas. Listen, I can see that beard, motherfucker. I tend to disagree. All right, on to our next story of the evening. God damn it. What do I got? Ah, here we go. From the New York Times.com. A timeline of the UFOs that were shot down this weekend. After a Chinese spy balloon was brought down this month, the U.S. has shot down at least 3 unidentified flying objects over the past few days. The U.S. military shot down at least 3 unidentified flying objects over the weekend after a Chinese spy balloon that had invaded American airspace was downed on February 4th, setting off a diplomatic crisis. At this point, it is unclear what the objects were, their purpose, or who sent them. What is clear is that the United States and Canada have become hyper-vigilant since the balloon incursion. The North American Aerospace Defense Command, or NORAD, has adjusted its radar system to become more sensitive, sharply raising the number of objects it detects. Here's a quick timeline of events. February 4th, a Chinese spy balloon is shot down over the Atlantic Ocean. The balloon entered Alaskan airspace on January 28th, Pentagon officials said, and later drifted from Idaho southeast to the Carolinas before it was shot down on February 4th off the coast of South Carolina. An F-22 fighter jet fired a Sidewinder air-to-air missile at the balloon, which was about the size of 3 buses, and was flying at an altitude of 60,000 to 65,000 feet. Secretary of State Anthony J. Blinken subsequently canceled a trip to China that would have been the first by a Biden cabinet secretary. American officials have said they believe the balloon was meant to conduct surveillance on U.S. military bases, although China has maintained that the device was a civilian aircraft that strayed into American airspace. On Monday, a Chinese official said unauthorized balloons from the United States had flown over Chinese airspace more than 10 times since the start of last year. February 10th, a UFO is shot down off Alaska. On Friday, a U.S. fighter jet brought down an unidentified object over the waters of Alaska. The object broke into pieces after being shot down and was most likely not a balloon, a Defense Department official said. A White House official said the object was the size of a small car. The object was first detected on Thursday night, Alaskan time, and was headed toward the North Pole before it was struck down. February 11th, a UFO is shot down over Canada. An American F-22 fighter downed another object on Saturday over the Yukon Territory, which borders Alaska. The object, which a Canadian official described as cylindrical and smaller than the spy balloon, was picked up on radar late Friday as it passed over Alaska. It was unclear what the object was, but Prime Minister Justin Trudeau of Canada said it had violated Canadian airspace. February 12th, a UFO was shot down over Lake Huron. An object that first appeared over Montana on Saturday reappeared on Sunday before being shot down over Lake Huron off Michigan. The object was flying at 20,000 feet, had an octagonal structure with strings hanging off, but had no discernible payload, officials said. National security officials on Sunday discounted the possibility that the object shot down over the weekend might have extraterrestrial origins. However, General Glenn D. Van Herk, the commander of Air Force's Northern Command, said during a news conference, "I haven't ruled out anything at this point." February 13th, the objects were not sending signals, but did pose a threat, the White House says. The White House officials said that three unidentified flying objects shot down between February 10th and February 12th posed a very real threat to civilian air traffic, but were not sending out communication signals. John F. Kirby, a spokesman for the National Security Council, also said that the three objects did not have people inside and did not have maneuvering or propulsion capabilities. There is no indication that people on the ground were in danger, he added. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what my roommate mentioned that this morning, that you just said they didn't have any propulsion systems. Like, they apparently have no fucking clue how they got in the air. Supposedly. I don't know if there's any truth to that.
Well, I mean, if they're balloons, then they're just, you know.
No, not the fucking Chinese spy balloon. I mean the...
Oh, this other shit?
Whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we don't know what it is yet.
Yeah.
See, we don't know what it is yet. I don't
aliens.
believe for a darn second that they don't know
Right.
what it is.
Right.
That's just me, though. So
It's aliens. I'm betting. I got $30 down right now.
On aliens?
Yep. Aliens.
Going with aliens?
Hey,
aliens. Listen, I hope you're right, but I doubt it. I haven't
I
seen
think
anything
they're
yet.
just fine with us all sitting here thinking it's aliens.
I'm prepping my tinfoil hat, man.
Getting it ready.
Yep.
Getting it ready.
I'm not fucking around with these things.
Listen, have it at the ready, man.
They're going to find that I'm prepared.
Have it at the fucking ready, because
Literally.
you
and
never know.
figuratively.
You never fucking know when these things can pop up.
Exactly.
You never know. And I think that you should be prepared for everything.
I will.
I think you should. Get out your tinfoil hats on. And the last story that I have for you for the evening, from NBCnews.com, 2 men arrested in 1975 cold case killing of 17-year-old Indiana girl. Authorities said science unlocked the nearly half-century-old slaying of 17-year-old Laurel Jean Mitchell in Noble County. 2 suspects were charged Tuesday in the 1975 slaying of a 17-year-old Indiana girl after science recently helped crack the case, authorities said. The suspects, identified as Fred Bandy Jr., 67 of Goshen, and John Wayne Lehman, 67 of Auburn, were arrested Monday at their homes in Indiana, state police said. Laurel Jean Mitchell, 17 of North Webster, was last seen late on August 6, 1975, when she left work at a church camp in Costi School. How do you pronounce that one, Katie?
I actually don't even know what it's the school.
Kosciusko.
Oh, Kosciusko. Yeah, that's
Kosciusko
Sorry.
County, about 10 p.m. Indiana State Police Captain Kevin Smith. Kevin Smith? Jesus Christ. Fucking Silent Bob?
I wish.
$15, little man. Put that shit in my hand.
The suspects faced 1 count each of murder and were being held in Noble County Jail without bond, state police said in a statement. Though the case spans multiple jurisdictions, the defendants were being prosecuted in Noble County, where Mitchell's body was discovered. No defense attorneys of record were listed in a court docket on the case. The Noble County Public Defender's Agency did not immediately respond to a request for comment. Authorities with search warrants combed through the homes of each suspect, and in the case of Lehman, obtained DNA. Noble County Prosecutor James Mowry said at a news conference about the case. Science finally gave us the evidence we needed, playing a significant role in charges being filed, Smith of Indiana State Police said at the news conference. According to an affidavit filed in support of the warrant requests, witnesses tied the men to Mitchell's killing, and DNA evidence linked one of the suspects to the case. the Associated Press reported. Mitchell was working at a church camp near North Webster Lake when she vanished, authorities said. Her parents called police when she didn't return from work, and authorities found her body the next day, roughly 17 miles north of the camp, in water, they said. The cause of death was determined to be drowning, but a medical examiner said at the time that her body displayed signs of a struggle. Authorities at the news conference wouldn't say if the two men charged know each other or what role they believe each might have played in the crime. Initial court hearings for each man were expected Wednesday at Noble Circuit Court, according to state police and court records. Thought that one was kind of interesting too.
Yeah, that's it's another exciting local story for me. That's big news. That's a really
You've had a
sad
lot of
story.
Hasn't there been a lot of cold cases this year in Indiana that have fucking?
Yeah, well, I mean, there's Delphi, obviously.
Right. That's a huge one.
A couple years ago, actually, in Fort Wayne, a really big old cold case from the 80s, a little girl. That one finally got solved too, just like 2 or 3 years ago. So yeah, there has actually been a lot of cold cases, especially in northern Indiana. It's been a big push.
Yeah. Yeah, I was thinking as I was going over those 48 hours shows that maybe we could do like because I do want to start getting into the cult a week thing.
Yeah.
I need to start pulling. When I start pulling my stories, I'm going to pull a story about a cult every week. I do have. Hey, I got a question for you because you pay attention to Aaron Smith Levin.
I do.
Okay. Have you paid attention lately to him?
Mostly, yeah.
Mostly. Okay.
I catch most of his videos. He puts out a lot these days. He's really on fire.
Have you seen the podcast that he said he was on in Austin?
Is it out?
No.
Oh, wait. I heard yes, but I'm waiting to see which one it is because he's being real coy about it.
I think he's trolling.
He is trolling for sure. There's no way he made it on Rogan because Rogan's already said he's not doing Scientology.
I think in some way I want to say he's trolling.
He's 100% trolling.
I want to say he did it just to see if maybe he couldn't get on a podcast.
I really think he's doing it to see if he can get Scientology to go after Rogan preemptively, to cause drama.
Right.
Because I really do think it's about that more so than maybe gaining more attention for it. Like he really is trying to get Scientology further in the mud than they already are. So
his whole deal is to try and take Scientology down. But
this whole narrative leading up to this podcast is definitely contrived, and I'm okay with it. I'm playing along.
Oh yeah, I mean, hey, either way,
yeah.
I enjoy his shit.
Yeah, he's fun.
I'll continue to watch him.
I did watch him get loaded on a live stream the other night.
Holy shit, did he get fucking drunk? You could watch his face turn red.
Oh yeah, he was like a tomato, but he did good. It was fun.
Fuck. Oh yeah, it was as well. I was worried that he was going to say shit that he shouldn't.
I know when he was really starting to pound it, I was like, "Ooh, be careful, buddy. Be careful. Keep it together."
Yeah. Because I've been that dude in live.
Yeah,
because I've been doing this for a long time. So when I saw that, I was like, "Oh, whoa, buddy, whoa."
Right, he went hard, man.
Hey, whatever. Enjoy yourself. Have a good time.
Right.
Have a good fucking time. But anyway, folks, this has been the Fortean Files for your week of February 13th, 2023. As always, go check out if you want to get the updates on the show. Granted, the page is being a bitch as usual because of Facebook and how they've cut down the distribution of stuff on the page. But go to facebook.com/the Fortean Slip. That's my like page that I set up years ago for the Fortean Slip. I post everything there. So if you want to keep updated on stuff, everything is there. If you want to subscribe to the YouTube channel, the old YouTube channel, the Fortean Slip channel. I am going to be taking that down soon. I'm going to probably broadcast to it for a couple more weeks. And that's going to be it. Everything's going to be over on the Fortean Files channel. So switch over to youtube.com/at the Fortean Files. That's youtube.com/the @ symbol TheForteanFiles. And go to anchor.fm/the Fortean Files and subscribe to the podcast. If you like this shit, and support us, support downloading the podcast, help us out, people. Trying to build something different, something that isn't the Fortean Slip anymore. We definitely want to grow this outside of that. So any of you that are listening over on the Fortean Slip YouTube channel, come over to the friggin' the Fortean Files YouTube channel. Subscribe over there. Keep up with us. Download the podcast. Odin?
Yo.
You still with us, Odin? Did I put you to sleep?
Nah.
No. Did you learn anything fun tonight?
Outside of jackalopes, that Dean Cooper has the fucking wild kingdom in his household and in his beard. No.
He's like that fucking wizard in Lord of the Rings there, or The Hobbit.
The weird fucking rabbit one.
Yeah, the dude with the fucking shit in his hair.
Yeah.
The fucking birds living in his fucking head.
Yeah.
Dean Cooper's kind of like that.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
He has like bird shit running down the side of his face.
That's not cool.
Yeah. I mean, it's just the way he is.
You
got to accept him.
Apparently.
Yeah, you got to accept him. Bird shit and all.
Well, fair enough.
So it is what it is. You have some relatives that you accept, regardless.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh,
Right.
yeah.
There you go. Same thing. Dean Cooper, same thing. So we will be back next week to bring you the Fortean Files of the week, Monday night, 7 p.m. I am going to be switching jobs, but that isn't going to, I don't think, affect anything in the near future. Besides giving me weekends off, which will be really fucking nice. But I'm pretty sure we can stay Monday nights for the foreseeable future, Katie, because that continues to work for you, right?
Yeah, definitely.
All right. So Monday night, 7 p.m. We'll see you then, people. Bye.